Hello, this is Susan Poss, and I'm working on a question that one of my students sent to me. It's a factoring by grouping. You can see that there are 4 terms in this expression, and the third sign in this 4-termed expression is negative. And when you're grouping, sometimes these negative signs can cause some problems. So I'm going to work through this one. And again, the first thing you should always check for anytime you're factoring is to see if there's a greatest common factor in all 4 terms other than one. And as I look through these 4, not all of them contain the letter C, not all of them contain the letter V, not all of them contain a factor of 7. So the only, excuse me, the only GCF I see is 1. So can't do anything with that. So I'm going to try grouping these first 2 and grouping the second 2. And notice I've kept that sign with that third term. And then you want to come in here into the middle and put down a plus. That acts as a separator. Because if you have these 2 parentheses written side by side, it means multiplication. So for right now, you want to keep these separated so that they are just 4 separate terms that have been grouped 2 and 2. So as I look at the first pair, I see a common variable C. And as I look at the second 2, I see a common 7. And generally, we talked about when the first term in the expression you're trying to factor is negative, generally you want to factor out a negative. So I'm going to factor out here a negative 7. Let me put that in parentheses so it doesn't bump up against the plus sign. And as you do that, notice that the signs here are going to reverse. So where we had within the parentheses a negative first and a positive second, now we've got a positive first and a negative second. But if you still multiply these back together, you notice I haven't changed the value here. All I've done is change the way it's written. That's still negative 7C, and this is still positive 7V. Okay. So I've done what I was hoping to do. I've got these 2 parentheses that match. So I want to pull that common parentheses C minus V out in front as my GCF. Open up a second parentheses, and remember what goes in the second parentheses are the values that are sitting in those 2 positions. And so that looks like the factored form of this 4 terms. Again, let me go off here to the side to check it. And of course, we'll check it using first, outer, inner, last, which we call that FOIL. So first times first is C squared. Outside product is negative 7C. Inside product is negative CV. I'll go ahead and write those alphabetically with the C appearing first. And last times last is positive 7V. So you can look back at that, compare it back here to where we started, and it looks like it's arranged a little differently, but it is in fact the same expression. So I hope that helps with factoring by grouping when the third sign is negative.